I just needed a moment to sit because, as you all have seen, we had quite a busy morning. A couple days ago, I was really craving a bookstore day, just a day to wander in a bookstore. Really random, I know, but I just used to love spending time in bookstores as a child. It always makes me feel like a little kid again whenever I get to explore a bookstore and bring home a new book. And this trip was actually very practical because I have been wanting to start reading Danish novels as a way of course, improving my language. Up till now, I've been reading some Danish children's stories, and I've been watching Danish children's shows with subtitles. And I've actually really been enjoying that because I'm really just a big kid at heart. I still enjoy watching the television shows from my childhood. So I haven't actually minded the fact that the only Danish media I can consume and completely understand is just children's content. But now that I've graduated to Danish Module 2, I decided to challenge myself. And if you've been watching this channel, you know I love a challenge. Wanted to challenge myself to read something more mature. So my husband suggested that I try to read something from the adolescent book section. So something in the teenager to young adult range. So I ended up grabbing this book, Farlige Løgne, which translates to Dangerous Lies. And just from the description at the back of the book, which I will definitely need to translate to get the exact details of it, but it seems like it'll be a really interesting kind of thriller, crime sort of book, the kind of story that will really pull me in. I think it'll be good to have like a really stimulating story that keeps me on my toes so that I am even more motivated to stick with it. So although I anticipate that this one might take me like 2 months to read at least, I still want to challenge myself to get through it, and I think I'll actually enjoy the ride. So I'm going to work my way through this starting today. I'll keep you updated on how it goes. So yeah, after our morning at the bookstore, really nice bookstore by the way, Politikens Boghandel, we just decided to wander around because it is really beautiful outside. A little windy, but the sun is shining, so I can't really complain. I treasure the sun so much ever since I moved to Denmark. So today we just spent some time walking by the canals, and we ended up wandering over to Broens food court, which is this outdoor food court here in Copenhagen. And so now, after a long morning and afternoon of really good food and sunlight strolling, I'm ready to relax for the rest of the day. Hello! I just wanted to hop on here real quick to introduce the day. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. I feel like I'm going to be saying that quite a bit over the next few months, but I feel especially lucky to have this weather today because I am going to be posing for a little bit of a photo shoot and taking pictures for something I am working on. And it's an outdoor shoot, so it's going to be really nice to be out there in this beautiful sunlight. And obviously I'm going to take you behind the scenes on today's photo shoot. You'll get a little behind the scenes on some of the things I've been working on. And I actually have just a really busy day in general, and I feel like this week has been a really hectic week personally. It's all good stuff, and I'm in the best of moods. How can you not be with this beautiful weather? So now I'm gonna head out for my shoot. Let's head out. finally back home, but the busy day does not end here. Now I have to do quite a bit of organizing. My task for today is to unpack my spring and summer clothes from out of this bag and this container, and pack up my fall and winter clothes because now it is spring in Copenhagen, so I no longer need the big thick coats and thermals and heavy winter boots, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm really gonna enjoy the process of preparing for this warmer weather that we're enjoying here in Denmark. Time to unpack. Ollie, I have to unpack. See, this is why I can never get anything done. I'm just gonna try to work around him. And if you're wondering what Peter's up to, he is enjoying a little nap on the couch. Now, this transition into springtime is truly my favorite time of the year for more reasons than just the weather. The season of spring is very symbolic of renewal. Trees are blooming again, birds are coming out, everything is reawakened. And it parallels a lot of the things I'm experiencing personally. And every year I feel this, but this year more than ever. This is the first spring that I am living in a foreign country. Although it doesn't feel that foreign anymore, Copenhagen now feels like home. It feels like I've been here for way longer than 8 months. And now that I've started settling into my new home, I feel I have a good foundation for a lot of the things that I've been wanting to accomplish in my life. Career-wise, family-wise, personal growth-wise. And when I think about that, it fills me with so much excitement. I've also been practicing a lot of gratitude. I think it's extremely important to remind yourself of all the things that you have to be grateful for, especially when it seems like there's just so much unrest in the world. One of the things that you can control is your mindset. When the sun is shining in Copenhagen and the city is coming alive, it's a really easy time to practice gratitude. But even when it's not, the more you practice gratitude, the more natural it will become for you to maintain a mindset of positivity. I made a list of 4 little things that I'm grateful for about my life here in Copenhagen. Number 1, this one will probably raise some eyebrows, but the first thing I'm grateful for is the weather. Before I moved here, I was warned by the internet and by all the things I've researched about the winters and how gray and gloomy they can be. So I had a sense of what to expect weather-wise, and definitely by mid-March, I was just over the gray and rainy days. But now that I'm on the other side, looking back, I'm actually grateful for the winter here because this spring weather that we're experiencing now has been the most gratifying spring weather I've ever experienced. Back in Atlanta, I really took the sun and the warmth for granted. And here, every time I see the sun, I am beyond thankful. The second thing I'm grateful for is the Copenhagen biking culture. Copenhagen is regularly ranked as the #1 biking city in the world. And if you've ever been to Copenhagen, that's not surprising at all. There's bike lanes that take you pretty much everywhere you want to go in the city. It's so nice. And coming from a city where you needed a car to survive, because there were actually not even sidewalks some places. Like some stretches of the city were just highway. So basically everyone around the Metro Atlanta area needed a car to get pretty much anywhere. When you think about it, you start to feel really bad about the stress that puts on the environment, also the stress that puts on individuals, the stress of maintaining a car, being able to pay for the maintenance, being able to pay for repairs on the car. It just was not a good way for me to live. And then when I compare that past experience to my lifestyle now, that I have a bike as my main mode of transportation, I just feel such a sigh of relief. Third thing that I'm grateful for is the access I have to water. And I'm not talking about drinking water. I'm talking about bodies of water. Like earlier today, I had a photo shoot at the beach, and here I can go to the beach whenever I want to go to the beach. And I've never lived in a place where I could do that. And here in the city, we have not just the beach, we have so many canals that run through the city. Coming from a landlocked city, I really appreciate how open everything feels here. The fourth and final thing that I feel grateful for, the amount of respect that I'm surrounded with. Now this came to mind when I was at a coffee shop yesterday. I was having some hot chocolates with a classmate of mine from Danish class, and she was telling me that one of the main reasons she feels compelled to learn Danish is as a gesture of respect to the Danes. She just felt that the people here and the culture here has granted her so much respect, and she wanted to return the favor. And that struck me because after a few months of living here, I have experienced a higher level of respect as an individual than I've ever experienced in my life. And my classmate and I were saying that, like, we feel like we can just be who we are, completely as we are, and people here respect that. There's a respect for personal space. I definitely feel that in the building I live in. The people here respect the building. They keep it clean, they keep it nice. If there's something that needs to be fixed, it gets repaired right away. I don't see people littering. People are kind to one another. And it's not this like in-your-face kindness that I've often experienced in Atlanta, Georgia, where you just say hello to every stranger you see and you're giving everyone you cross paths with a big smile. At first, people might seem a little closed off, but I'm realizing that that's more out of a sense of respect. You don't want to intrude on someone's personal space. So yeah, just being surrounded by that respect makes me feel really proud to call this city my home.